Hello, hello. My name is Louis. This is Babble without a cause. How is everybody? I hope you have a great week. This time I want to talk about grasshoppers. I'm reminded of an Aesop fable called The Grasshoppers and the Ant. I'm not sure if that is what it's called, but the story goes with the grasshoppers singing and dancing, and they saw an ant working hard, and the ant was collecting food, and this is summertime, and the grasshoppers went, "Oh, ant, why don't you come and join us? We're just having fun singing and dancing. Why are you working so hard?" And the ant politely declined. The ant said, "I have to work for winter time." So the ant went on and stored, I think it was corn, or was it rice? I don't remember. So the grasshoppers, they went on singing and dancing. And then months go by. Now the grasshoppers cannot find food and didn't store any food. So the grasshopper went to the ant, the neighbor, to ask for food. And the ant asked, "Why didn't you store any food during winter? What happened? Why didn't you work for your food?" And in one version of the story, Grasshopper said that he did store the food, but the ants took them away. In a popular version of the story, the grasshoppers begged for food and admit that they actually went singing and dancing all summer, and that's why now in wintertime they don't have food. And the ant told them, "Alright, so you can go and dance and sing away if that is what you always have done." And the grasshoppers, they died of starvation. So that was the fable, Aesop fable, that I remember. I used to call grasshoppers grass shoppers back when I was a kid. I thought that made sense. I thought because they shop within the grass fields for grass. But that's not the case. I felt called to this story today because of my own procrastination. I've been procrastinating a lot this week, and I don't really like it. I don't like how I've been. I was thinking, animals, they don't really procrastinate. They don't. Apparently, there was a study about procrastination in animals, and they were studying pigeons. Apparently, pigeons procrastinate, but there were some other people who disputed that study and said these pigeons were expecting food, and that's why they waited. So they weren't really procrastinating, they were just delaying gratification for a bigger reward. There was a test that was done to kids, the marshmallow test, where kids who can resist the temptation of instant gratification and didn't take the marshmallow that is presented in front of them for 2 minutes while their caretakers were away, they get rewarded with 2 more marshmallows, and they were told of this before the caretakers went away from the room, and they would watch the whole time. And these toddlers who delayed their own gratification and waited and not take the marshmallows, they turn out to be more successful people later in life. And there are some other kids who gave in to their own temptation, and they take that marshmallow in front of them, and they're not rewarded, and they don't become successful in life much later in life. I don't know which kind of kid I am. I've been procrastinating for the past few weeks, and I don't like it. I don't know why I'm babbling about this, but I think it's an important thing to share, that I must accept I'm just like other people, and people have strange coping mechanisms, and I accept that I procrastinate as one of my coping mechanisms. I wish I have a better way to cope with things, but here I am. I procrastinate. I am that grasshopper that play music and dance and don't store my food for later. Do you know that grasshoppers, they actually do not have ears on their heads? We have our tympanic membranes in our head, but grasshoppers, they have tympanic membranes in their abdomen. So they basically have ears on their bellies. They can hear other grasshoppers and other predators on their abdomen. How cool is that? I wish I'm that cool. I'm not cool. Grasshoppers are cool. And they play music. They play the fiddle in that Aesop fable. What is the moral of the story? I don't know. Aesop fables sometimes are quite harsh of a story. The end could have just helped the grasshoppers. And back then, living in a tropical climate, I didn't understand what winter meant for these grasshoppers. So I thought the grasshoppers should have known better. And now here I am, procrastinating. I could have recorded this much sooner, but I'm recording this today and contemplating ways to become a better person. And friends, if you feel like there is a better way to cope with life, or if you feel like you're not doing the right thing because you're coping, I just want to say that it is alright and you'll figure it out. As strange as life can be, what I appreciate to know is that somebody wise said, whenever there is a problem, there is always a solution. So I'm holding on to that, and I just want to also say thank you for listening to this I hope that I have kept you company, and I hope you enjoyed the time spent with me. There is a lot to do and not enough time, so see you next time in Babble without a cause.